Please take a moment to increase the brightness on your device for optimal viewing. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sketchy Friendler, where every day I tell you a story or talk to you about something, and then I draw you a picture to go along with that. Today I want to talk to you about being invisible. So before we get started, just a reminder, I always start out in blue, but I do end up in graphite. So bear with me. If you don't like the blue, if you can't see, just crank your brightness all the way up. And if you're on a cell phone and the image seems too small for you, then just be sure to turn your phone horizontal so it'll fill up the screen. And with that, let's do this. So again, let's reiterate. I was going to talk to you about being invisible. And some people might think, oh, that'd be pretty cool to be invisible. Well, I suppose if it was a superpower and you had a choice over the matter. But what I'm talking about is when you don't feel like anyone's paying attention to you. No one notices you. You're overlooked. And for whatever reason, I think a lot of people think like if they're different, that they'll be singled out. And, that does happen. But I think for the most part, more than not, when you're different in some way, you are ignored or overlooked. And I'm sure all of us can relate to that on some level. I mean, some people more than others because they look different or they have a different belief system than most of the people around them, or I don't know. You can just pick, and I know that you probably all have experienced it, and some people feel it maybe sometimes or kind of get a hint of it. But there are other people that always feel that way, like legitimately, not that they just have some kind of a complex, but because they are different in some way than the group, they get overlooked. They get picked last or never picked at all, never acknowledged. And I think that is it's not a good feeling. And I don't have any answers. I don't have any answers for you, like what to do. I just wanted to point it out. And I can talk from my own experience, and you can just insert your reason here. But, and, I grew up as a minority in a predominantly white suburb, and there was not a lot of there. Of course, there's always going to be some overt racism, but I think more so than not, it's like you get kind of not picked for things, and I don't want to sound like I'm whining, because I did find ways to stand out, but I feel like I had to try harder. And then there's some people, maybe they have some type of a condition or disability, or that can then never, no matter what they do, it feels like they're never picked or noticed or acknowledged. It's hard. It's a hard, we are humans, and we typically are social creatures, so we want to feel like we belong to a group. And I'm sure that there are groups out there, but it doesn't mean that you necessarily want to be a part of the group that you just get relegated to. Maybe you want to do something different. It's frustrating. I don't at this stage in the game, I kind of walk my own path and do what I want where I want, and it doesn't matter to me what the group thinks. That's just me getting older and just being at peace with however life is and just trying to make the best of it, trying to, do what I want despite that. But I know, like, especially for younger people, it can be harder. And then there's some people who just never feel like they get any sort of credit or attention. And my heart goes out to you. It's not fair. So I just want to say that, I do notice you, and other people are out there who will notice you and appreciate you for what you bring to the table. No matter what you look like or what your situation is, your station in life, everybody has something of value, and they deserve to be acknowledged for it. And all I would say is just, yes, maybe this is a situation for you, but try just to do what you want to do despite that. Like, okay, so this is a situation. What am I going to do regardless of that? That, it's hard. It'll be harder. You got to work harder. And it isn't fair, and you don't deserve it, but just put that aside, recognize that as your truth, and just do what you want to do. And don't, if they don't notice you, then, who needs them? You'll find people who do acknowledge you. You'll find your peers somewhere. You might have to look harder, but you will, if you really want to, you can find people who will appreciate you. It's just how bad do you want it, right? There's no easy solution. But you can thrive regardless. Got that? That's really kind of what my message is to you today. Sometimes I like to talk about things that currently bother me, or that I have an issue with, or just a story about my past. But sometimes I like to think back to different places I was in my life, and do I still, I kind of have to check in to see, do I still feel that way? Or if I don't, what changed? What part of my attitude or perspective changed that helped me not get hung up on that like I used to? Because, I could very well just still feel the same way. And to a degree, I do, but I just don't feel bad about it. I just do what I was going to do anyway. I think that's kind of the difference now. And I hope that, you can find that place where it doesn't matter to the point where it's getting in the way of your happiness. That would be probably my advice. Just get beyond it. And the other part to that is have compassion for people that you see that aren't getting acknowledged. Acknowledge them. Like that could just even be, if everybody else is ignoring, you see them walking down the street and people are just not paying attention. That could be just you glancing at them and smiling and nodding at them, just acknowledging that they're there. It could be as simple as that. Saying hi. Letting them know that they aren't invisible. Or being polite to somebody that you would just normally not really have the time of day for. It doesn't take much to let people know that they're just as important as anybody else. Well, that's my thought. That's what's been kind of floating around in my mind lately. Just, if you feel ignored, just do what you're going to do despite whether you're feeling acknowledged or not. And if you feel like maybe you haven't paid attention to somebody because they don't even cross your mind, just acknowledge them briefly even. You can do more, of course, but like at the very least, like I said, walking down the street, just acknowledge them or give them credit when you see them doing something. I mean, not to the point where it's like you're kind of talking down to them, but just, hey, good job, dude. So, anyway, that's what I got for you today. I am on YouTube, Facebook. If you go on my Instagram, you'll see just the completed drawings of what I did the previous day. And on TikTok, I got a whole other thing where I'm doing more short form versions of what I do here, completely different drawings and topics. And I put a little music in the background just to kind of spruce it up. But there's time-lapse drawings, and they are, I take it all the way up into my inking stage. And then, of course, I'm still drawing these here Monday through Friday. Saturday, I put up the poll where we put up the poll where you can decide which of the drawings during the week you enjoyed most. Once that one wins on Sunday evening around 10 p.m. Eastern time, I will get on, do a live, talk to you guys, and ink and color in that drawing that won the vote on the poll. We got merch up on the AMC Princess Anna store under the Sketchy Friendler collection. There's going to be, I think, a new drawing, limited edition drops today. So head on over there if you haven't. Check out the new drawing. And I think that should do it for now. Put this guy here because that is the focus of today's story. All right. Thank you so much. I always appreciate you. Of course, I will be here next time. And I will be back. All right, guys. Take it easy. See ya.